Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Alright, it's not special, it's not spicy, but man, this past week has been pretty crazy, huh? Crazy with a lot of special and spicy videos. Just so I'm not fooling you, this is not one of those videos. This is a practice log, which, maybe before we, jump into it, I should go ahead and tell you what a practice log even is. A practice log is a lot of things, but mainly it's these three things. First, there's small talk, that's this right now. Then I'm going to answer some comment questions, which there's a lot of them. And then after that, I'm going to play something for you. That's the practice portion of this. Something I've been working on, and in this case, it's going to be the fugue to Beatle 997, all the way up till the last page. So I can play the A section, the half of the B section, and the B section's not that great. Whoa, one of my friends just sent me a video that I'm going to be reacting to soon. It looks like pianists are trying to dip into the classical guitar world. Very interesting. Yeah, my practice this week has been okay. It hasn't been like that great or anything. It's snowing where I am. Don't use that to geolocate me, by the way. And it's the first time it really snowed for like a long time, and it kind of interrupted school a good bit. I'm in grad school, also, by the way. I'm not like a child in high school or anything like that. I am an adult who is paying money, good hard-earned money, Marson money, to put myself through more of an education, because I guess I don't feel adequate in the classical music world with only a bachelor's degree. So that's what I'm doing. But I've missed a lot of school this week because it's snowing pretty bad and I can't drive anywhere, which used to be a really fun feeling when you were a kid. It's not anymore, because man, if you do the math, it's like I'm paying $120 per class right now, and I'm just missing it. Just gone, you know? Here's been kind of my experience, just to sort of sum it up for you. Excluding the private lessons and the socialization and stuff like that, I'm finding that a lot of graduate classes are kind of like watching YouTube videos, but really, really boring YouTube videos. I'm not talking about anything sensational at all. Like, it's not a Veritasium or like a Vsauce video. It's like watching a super boring, no visual, no editing, just expert in a field explaining something, and you're just kind of forcing yourself to sit through the whole thing and try to absorb as much as possible. And not only that, but you're doing that for every class that you take, basically. So 5 or 6 times a week, it's kind of like I'm forcing myself to watch a just very dense YouTube video. And yes, I kind of relate everything in my life to YouTube videos, I guess, now. But I don't know, that just kind of makes sense, because I've watched lectures before on YouTube. And I don't know, if you're someone who is just into learning about things, you might have done this too, where you find a lecture series. There's a lot of them online, and that's literally like what getting a degree is, just sitting through those. And you sit through the first couple, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go through this entire lecture series. And you watch like a couple of them the first day, and then a couple days go by, and you watch another one, and it becomes more and more of a slog. And then after a few weeks, you've completely forgotten about it. So being in school is kind of like doing that, except it forces you to pace yourself to 1 video per day, or like 3 a week, and you have to do it for like 4 months straight. There are obvious other benefits too, like access to the professors, and I find a lot of time when I'm watching lectures online, I don't even know what the prerequisite readings are because every lecture you go to usually has some kind of reading that you're supposed to do before attending the lecture. So there's that too, but I don't know, I feel like it is kind of similar to just watching a boring YouTube video. You have any questions about that? I can talk more about that stuff if you're interested. Just to wrap up the small talk a little bit, let's just keep on going through this. I've had a pretty good YouTube week. Like, it's the last 3 videos I put out, they were just like freaking bangers. Toast Nabasi, new guitar, 45,000 views. The Marson video, 76,000 views. You guys have been waiting for a Marson video, apparently. That's a lot of views in 3 days. Almost 100,000 views for my channel. And then Tim Henson's new song, that's 30,000 views just in 1 day after posting it. Yeah, so you know, that's all good stuff. That's wonderful right there. Hey, did this video get that many views? Probably not. I'm gonna try to clickbait it, like I usually do. We'll see. But this one's gonna be a letdown for sure. I don't know if all my videos are letdown. They probably are. I feel like when it comes to YouTube, the thing I'm actually best at is just clickbaiting my videos. And then the actual video making process, I don't know about all that. Hey, alright, I think that's enough small talk. Let's go ahead and jump into some comment questions, and then we're going to hear me play some crap. Let's actually go to my last practice log, which was titled, My First Love. This ruined me. So we got someone here with a problem. This is underscore starho3315, friend of the channel. It's spelled as you'd imagine, don't worry. You said, I have some questions that hopefully reaches you. So the first one, I've been having a problem with the consistency and clarity of my playing. I'm not sure what I should do in order to play smooth and play like it's enjoyable to the ears. That's a great question, and like I'm going to try to address some things that we can maybe do technically, but I'll say that I've also had that same issue. This is sort of unrelated because I don't try to improve this. But the sound of my own voice, for example, like I go through phases, like especially because I record it so often, where I'm cool with my voice and I think it sounds fine. And then I'll have some phases where I'm like, oh my God, like I cannot edit and like listen to this voice. And I haven't had that in a while, granted, but it's just because I'm used to it. And it's not something that I think anyone else would really pick up on because people are just like, it's your voice, you know? I think maybe just the fact that you have ownership of it, you just are hypercritical of it. And again, it's not like I've improved my voice since starting YouTube or anything. I've just simply accepted it and gotten used to it. Not that I have a bad voice, of course, my voice is awesome. But you know what I mean. But I felt the same way about my guitar playing, which is different because I'm actually like actively trying to improve it too. But sometimes I'll hear recordings of myself from years ago and I'm like, this sounds pretty good. Like I feel like I want some of this right now. You know? And at the time, of course, I was like, I sound like crap right now. This sucks. So a lot of that, I think, can be perspective. We're going to try to actually improve it, though, because we do want to improve our tone and clarity and whatnot. But remember that you can be your own worst enemy. Maybe it's a matter of self-image, because when I listen to my recordings, it just sounds cheap and one-dimensional. When I'm listening to others, even though it's a phone mic, it still sounds far greater than mine. Phone mics can be brutal, depending on what kind of phone you have. I'm pretty sure always a phone's microphone is going to be an omnidirectional microphone, which means that it picks up sound from all places, and it actually makes it a pretty good microphone for picking up super large sound sources, like concerts, for example. This is something that you might notice, but if you have like a new iPhone or something and you go to a concert and try just recording it, sometimes the concert recording will come out like really nicely. But if you ever try using your earbud microphones to record stuff, I'll find that those sound really bad and like really distorted and compressed. So I'm not really sure what the deal with that is, but that can be a thing too. Like I'm pretty sure iPhone, they add on like some processing too to any video that you record, and I find that when I record myself on my iPhone, like especially if I put it on a metal music stand or something and I play something, it kind of gives it like this plate reverb sound. It's like, this is kind of good. Like I feel like this sounds like some old like Segovia recording or something. So some advice there, don't use your headphone microphones, just use your phone microphone. And yeah, I don't know. And that's also why you'll find that people, when they record on their phone, it sounds good, as you're saying here. That's not a weird thing. Phones typically have good microphones for picking stuff up like that. And I don't notice this problem until I started recording myself. I know it's a generic problem, but I've kind of lost some motivation because of it. I've been doing slow practices and everything by the book, so I don't quite understand. You might actually be closer to fixing this than you think. Where you don't want to be with your guitar playing is that you have a problem objectively, like you sound bad or you have like bad tone or clarity, whatever that means in particular to you, and you're not addressing those problems. And I think a lot of that, once you notice it, it means that your ear is kind of starting to develop. And it says here you've been playing guitar for 5 years and you're going to be going to university, so I assume that you're like 17 or 18 and you've been playing since you were 13 or 12 or whatever. When I was that age, I don't even know if I heard myself when I was playing guitar. Like all I cared about was just playing as fast as possible and shredding like out of time. I was barely even a musician. I was more of just a guitar player and not a musician at that time. So the fact that you're noticing these issues now, that's going to be a pretty good foundation for how you want to sound in the next 5 years, in the next decade. Guitar is a really, really hard instrument to play, and you've been seeing my grind for like 2 years or so, and even more than 2 years, just doing this channel. And I made a lot of improvements since that first video, but that's come from playing like hours every day and being obsessed with it. And I'm fortunate enough to make doing this kind of my job, so I have a lot of time to sink into it. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're doing all the right stuff. Recording yourself, noticing how bad you sound, that's how it's going to improve. The fact that you want it to improve, and now every time you play something that sounds kind of not how you want it, you're going to not like that and try to make some kind of adjustment. I'm not getting specific right now. Like, I'm not giving you specific exercises, I know. Hopefully you're just getting more motivation, which is the thing that you said that you're losing right now. We'll circle back to that. My second question, because I applied to a university, IT engineering, good choice, good choice. Sure you don't want to study music? I don't know. There's jobs in music, right? The fact that guitar won't be my main thing in life took a ton of spirit and motivation out of me. I don't want to throw this 5-year constant hard grind out the window, 4 years electric and 5 years classical, but only 1 year was serious. Okay, so you're a 5-year-old. You're 5 years old, and you're already worrying about how eloquent you sound as a 5-year-old. Yeah, I would say that you're right on track right now. Like, this stuff is slow, but you have the foundation, so you're going to be good with that. You're worried that you're not going to put that much time into it while you're doing IT engineering. I know, university is rough. Out of all the education you've had, this is probably going to be the most work that you're going to have to do, especially with those undergrad courses. There's so many electives that you're going to take where the teacher's going to be like, you know, you're not going to get an easy A in this class. You're going to have to put in like 10 hours of work for this class. That's how it was for me, for like a lot of these stupid classes that I took. Like all of these history, civilization classes that I signed up for some reason that I don't know why I did. There's so much work, and I like squeaked out of them with B's. Your guitar playing might suffer during this time, but if you do have the motivation, there are some things that you can do to kind of at least keep up with it. And honestly, if you've only been playing for 5 years and only 1 year serious, you're going to make progress practicing like 30 minutes a day. You're not going to have the luxury going forward to be able to obsess for hours upon hours on the guitar, at least not every day you won't be able to do that. You'll find that you'll have some breaks here and there where you can. But I think the best thing you can do right now, just to continue growing during the super busy time of your life, is to start some kind of technique, and particularly work on techniques that you find enjoyable. And again, you can start a technique regimen that you might only do for like 30 minutes a day. And I would recommend setting like maybe 10 or 15 minute timers on your phone just to sort of limit how much time you actually spend doing this. But just for general classical guitar technique, if you spend like 10 minutes a day on Giuliani arpeggios, particularly maybe the first 20 or so, focusing particularly on what's important to you, like clarity, in this case, for example, hopefully this is clear. Focus on the things that you want out of your guitar playing. Giuliani arpeggios, that's 10 minutes right there. The next thing is some kind of rest stroke or free stroke scale practice. And when you practice these again, I would try to just listen to each note and how they flow. That was like terrible fingering of a C major scale. And just to show you generally how I practice scales, I will just think in a key, like we can pick some stupid key, F sharp major, why not? They're all kind of the same. But right now my focus is not so much on like clarity and stuff, but I'm trying to get faster. So I'm working on speed. I'm kind of just going through all the scale patterns that you learn in your bedroom when you're a teenager. But on the guitar, I'm not even playing like Segovia scales or anything like that. Like I'm literally just trying to get faster, playing 6-note bursts at a time. Because that's just the main technique that's been holding me back, and rest strokes are relatively new to me. And until I can start this off with really nice sounding and quick rest strokes, you know, it's not quite there yet. That's the main thing that's lacking for me. But I always do like 30 minutes of technique work every day. Sometimes more. Sometimes every practice session, which I'll practice more than once in a day. I'll always start with 30 minutes of rest stroke technique. And maybe something else too. So my point is 10 minutes a day on Giuliani arpeggios, some kind of scale exercise, and then maybe 10 minutes of just a piece, just some kind of repertoire, just to try to apply these things to it. I'd recommend just etudes right now, Carcassi and Soar etudes, and if you can get yourself to learn 1 or 2 a semester, just chipping away at them really slow, 30 minutes a day, or 10 minutes a day just on the piece. Over 4 years of university, practicing 30 minutes a day like that, and having learned 8 to 16 study pieces, you will be a way better guitarist than you are right now. Like, I know it doesn't sound like much day to day, but all of that will compound, and you'll have a pretty vast library of just study pieces. I know just like 8 to 16 isn't that much, but learning that many pieces over 4 years with technique, you're going to be in great shape for a lifetime of playing guitar and having fun with that, and you will sound good. You will sound how you want to sound. So, you know, don't be discouraged. Like, I know that it should be like this, where guitar should be the only thing that you actually have to do, but it's just never going to be like that. So starting these regiments are a really great idea, and this time is going to pass regardless. 4 years are going to go by, 40 years are going to go by, and you have no control over that. But if you can do this 30 minutes a day, you will be doing like maybe 80% of what you could be for getting yourself better at guitar. You could be doing 100%, maybe if you practice like 2 to 3 hours a day, but that's not realistic, and you're getting most of the benefits from just this, and it's not a whole lot of time commitment. So don't be discouraged. There's a lot you can do, and just remember, it's a really slow process. Recording yourself, which you said you're doing, that's a really good idea, and I definitely recommend saving recordings, like I don't know, maybe even post them on YouTube so you can just kind of archive them that way. It's cool looking back on my videos and seeing how crappy I played, and seeing how much better I feel about my playing now. Like, I feel like if I were just dropped into who I am right now without having known what I came from, I just would not appreciate how much better at guitar I've gotten. So looking back on that is really important. All right, so moving on. Also, I want to say that whenever you post, I always have a guitar in my hand, so lately, only your logs and reaction videos were the engine of practice, so please keep it up. You can't even imagine what a gem you are in the classical guitar world. I mean it. Thank you. That is from friend of the channel, Starho. Thank you very much. Hey, and don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just getting started. And yeah, like, I don't know. The whole regiment thing that I talked about, that's a good idea. By the way, that university that you're going to, you should maybe look into if they have a music program. I mean, if you're going to be in school anyways, if you could join the guitar program, that would be an excellent use of time. Also, if you have a free elective and you don't want to take like basket weaving or whatever it is that you might take as an elective that you don't care about, they probably have a grad student run guitar course there. That's going to give you a few things. First off, if you're already like playing guitar, the actual class itself might not help you much because it's usually a beginner guitar course, but you're going to get to meet the instructor, and you'll probably get a private lesson every week because that's just a part of a lot of guitar courses, like a 30-minute private lesson from one of the grad students there. And that, especially if you're interested in classical, they will be very interested in helping you, and they will give you a lot to work with there. And even if they don't offer that kind of class at your university, still look to see if they have a guitar program and introduce yourself to the professor. And I would highly recommend maybe like once a month or like a couple times a semester, or if you can every week, just pay for a guitar lesson from a grad student. Because guess what? They're broke. They want students real bad, and they'll be happy to take any kind of student that you want to be for them. You'll get a lot out of it if you take weekly lessons though. But even monthly or even every other month, super sparse like that, like a few times a semester, like I said, ask them some of the stuff that I've talked about here, like arpeggios, what kind of scales to work on, pieces to work on, and just one lesson like that that'll cost you like $60 for the hour. You will have months upon months of stuff that you can look back on and work on for 30 minutes a day. And you can go back to them after a few months and say like, I want another piece. Here it is. I learned this piece now. So try to do that. And of course, if you keep watching videos like mine, watch like Brandon Aker, watch Beatrix, watch anybody who's talking about classical guitar. Though watching videos like that, it's not a substitute for guitar lessons, but just residually, you will learn more about classical guitar and how to actually get good at it. Just try to make it your happy place hobby, watching videos like my videos, and then also those other people, the Guitar Shed, like anybody else, any classical guitarist person. Watch them when you want to learn. Watch me when you want to just like go brain dead for a little bit. Brain dead, but you're still kind of thinking about guitar, and I'm mentioning classical guitar, and I'm trying to just get it in your head. Classical guitar. Classical guitar is cool. It's the best thing to do. And you'll be in pretty good shape with all that. And if there's demand for it in the comments on this video, I can put together like what I would consider to be the perfect 30-minute practice routine. That would involve like technique, maybe half technique, half repertoire, and what pieces you can maybe start looking at. I'd have to put that together though. So if you guys want to see that, I can do that for the next practice log or something. Just to give you a little something to have, just to base your practice on. Because nothing I'm saying here is really like formal or that helpful. I'm being a little bit vague, but such is the nature of these things. But stick around and you'll get more and more of what I'm talking about. And also watch other people's videos too. All right, so I'm going to put my money where my mouth is now and show you what 2 years and a whole other degree, a music degree, can do for your playing. You're gonna see me butcher this fugue, kind of. It's not gonna be that great. It's gonna be okay. We'll talk about it after. All right, check this out. ending it there. That's pretty far. That's as far as I have. So I'm gonna take a listen to it and then we'll talk about it. And yeah. Whoa, pretty good, right? I kind of messed up the ending of that and like the middle parts too. Maybe a little bit of the beginning. Listen, a lot of work needs to go into that. I don't suspect to have that done probably till like halfway through the semester. So it's one of my main focuses. I'm going through the last page. It is so hard. And you hear how I'm struggling to connect those voices. There's like random staccato chords towards the end and stuff. It's a hard piece. I was honestly scared of that piece, but seeing it now and I have most of it like kind of figured out, I think I'll get it, but it's gonna, you know, take a few months probably. All right, I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up here. Of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Hey, Rootin's Delight, pick up some merch. There's the sweatshirt right there. Boom. Hey. Of course, let me know about the practice routine thing. I can do that or make a video about something else. Yeah. What else we got? Of course, guitar lessons. I don't offer them. I'm sorry. I wish I could give all of you guitar lessons. I really do. And I'm not saying that sarcastically either, especially everybody that wants them, but there's just not enough time in the day for me to do that, and I'm already... What time is it right now? If you're watching this the day of... Oh god, it's 3 o'clock. I have to edit this video, and there's a video due today, so I gotta do that. But yeah, then that's my day right there. Then it's like dinner time, I gotta do that. I still have a bunch of practice I have to do, I have homework I have to do. Yeah, there's just not enough hours. Maybe when grad school's over, I'll start teaching again, but, you know. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next reaction video. Whoa, there's some interesting topics to get into.